Is this the youngest room you've ever worked with in your career?
Yeah. But we try to look at it as the aspect of youth means that they got more energy. So I mean, we're doing a good job of trying to detail them in their assignments and their jobs. So I mean, if you got a little more energy, you can do it a little bit longer. So we're trying to take it more from that point of view.
As far as the skill set, a little bit more advanced, though, coming in as a freshman compared to maybe years past?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys had an opportunity to come in and get their feet wet during the spring, which helped. And then the way we've kind of structured our offseason, it gave us ample amount of time to get the ones that weren't able to do that caught up, as well as kind of slow some things down as far as, the details and the nuances of what we got going on.
What kind of skills do they bring to the table that you want to take advantage of this season?
Well, I mean, I think we got everything we need to be successful. We got fast guys. We have guys that are long, that understand, how to use their bodies. And I think we got, guys that got tremendous athletic ability and that to do things that sometimes you talk about in coaching, but you can't, specifically pinpoint and be like, hey. And you got guys in there that are athletic enough to do it, so you're able to show them a visual picture like, hey, this is how I want it.
Yeah, and how are you going to continue to build their chemistry throughout this season, especially going into the playoffs?
Well, I think that comes with time, and that comes with experience. Whether it's a practice, whether it's a game, I think every opportunity we have to step on the field is going to bring a new challenge, and I think our job is to help them understand what that challenge is, learn and grow from it.
Yeah, and you guys have a very tough schedule this season. How are you going to prioritize last year's strengths and last year's challenges and turn them into strengths this season?
Well, I mean, last year was last year. We're not going to get credit for any of those points that we were able to score. So, the thing that we've talked about as a group in the meeting room is, this is our opportunity. We got an opportunity to write history, and that history can only be made the way we want it to be made. So let's just focus on the things that we can control and utilize our time and every day to get better.
As far as the skill that he brings with him, how important was it bringing a Terrell Anderson in, somebody who's got experience, been through it, for a couple of years?
I mean, obviously, it helps just because there's some, there's things that you could plan when you play a team that you anticipate seeing, and there's always going to be those things that they spring up on you, just like there's things that we're going to spring up on them. And having that experience gives you a very quick resource to cycle through to know how to make those adjustments. When you don't have a whole bunch of time to do it.
And how is Corey Sims' game? Has it jumped from year one to going into year two?
And Corey's worked his butt off this offseason. Obviously he's got his physical stature even tighter than really what it was, and he's kind of learned the foundation of what we're trying to do schematically and master the skills. So, and that's been a good thing to see. You guys asked about the youth. Having guys that are in there, that camaraderie of all working together is coming to play. And both Corey and Tanuk and all of those guys, they very quickly remember what it was like to be the new guy in the room. So I mean, they really stepped up and made sure that the newer guys that have just arrived as of lately has shown them, okay, this is how we prepare, this is how we study, this is how we work.
Who's emerging as the vocal leader out of that group?
They all have their moments and their points. That's one of the things about having trust and having a healthy respect for everybody in the room. All of these guys take coaching, so I mean I can't say it's just a point to one individual and say, all right, he's the only one that talks, because if you're not up on your rep, you're watching the guy that's in, and everybody's all hands on deck in the critique factor, because if one looks good, we all look good.
Hey, two of the few guys that didn't join in the spring were Derek and Boobie. Obviously, Derek's injured right now, but how's Boobie acclimated so far, just early in camp?
I mean, I think all of those guys have gotten a chance to get in and to get comfortable. Ethan had an opportunity to come out a couple of times on his own this spring to watch practice and sit in the meeting rooms, and he was very diligent in taking notes, and I think that's helped his progress and has definitely showed at such an early point in camp so far.